I have no memory of the week. The last thing I remember is hanging the piñata up on last Saturday at Maryville's. I remember feeling extremely thirsty, and I remember telling Brandy my legs felt weak underneath me. After that, I have no memory of driving. They said I continued to feed. I drove home. I woke up Tuesday. I went to sleep Saturday night. I woke up Tuesday in my house, scared, bruising all on my arms as if somebody had grabbed me. My memory is completely erased.
Social media star and nonprofit founder Shirley Raines has died.
Hello. Hey, my love. How you doing, King?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good to see you, baby.
Thank you.
Known to millions on TikTok simply as Miss Shirley, Raines helped to feed and care for homeless people on Skid Row in Los Angeles and elsewhere in California and Nevada. She began the work in 2017 following the death of one of her 6 children.
Have you been following the Shirley Raines case? Because the story being told about her sudden death just doesn't sit right. One moment, it's announced that Shirley passed away at just 58 years old, and the next, the internet is dissecting her final videos frame by frame. Because people had literally seen her the day before, vibrant, smiling, looking like the definition of good health. Then suddenly she's gone. As people started digging, they found clips of a woman who seemed frightened, hinting that someone might be coming after her. The question is, what exactly was Shirley so afraid of? It's the kind of loss that tightens your chest without warning, because Shirley Raines didn't just fade away. She vanished in an instant. And when you understand what she had already survived, it hits even harder. She had experienced homelessness herself while she and her husband struggled to provide for their son. When things spiraled beyond control, she made the painful decision to send him to live with his grandmother, hoping it would buy her time to rebuild. But tragedy struck when drugs left within reach led to her son taking them, and that moment shattered her world. The grief consumed her. Panic attacks, anxiety, relentless guilt. She carried the weight of wondering if her child would still be alive had they only had a stable home and family from the start, a question that haunted her long after the loss.
It was very hard. The woman who had given me so much in life was also the cause of my greatest loss. And how do you rationalize that as a 20-year-old? I fell apart. I was very self-sabotaging. I couldn't keep anything together. The world looked at me and thought probably the same thing they think about the homeless when they pass them by. Nobody really knew what I'd been through, what I was going through. After my son died, I had no control over a lot of things, but I can control how long my eyelashes were. I can control the color of my hair. My sister kept on saying, you have to find a purpose for this pain, Shirley.
What makes Miss Shirley's story extraordinary is what she chose to do with that pain. Instead of letting trauma define her, she transformed it into purpose. In 2017, she founded her nonprofit organization, Beauty to the Streets, determined to bring dignity and hope to people trapped in homelessness. If you've ever seen the long lines stretching through Los Angeles Skid Row or vulnerable communities across Nevada and California, chances are Shirley was somewhere in the middle of it all, handing out food, hygiene supplies, beauty treatments, and most importantly, compassion. She became a voice for those too often ignored, and her work did not go unnoticed. In 2021, she was honored as CNN's Hero of the Year, solidifying what so many already knew. Wherever Shirley went, impact followed. That's why news of her sudden passing left so many unsettled. Her team released a statement saying, "We are overwhelmed with the outpouring of love, prayers, and comfort we have received for our beloved CEO, Miss Shirley Raines. Your support has meant more to us than words can express during this incredibly difficult time. We will continue to keep the public updated as arrangements are made by the family. Please continue to keep Miss Shirley's family, our team, and all of the individuals who came to depend. They need prayers, y'all, and you could feel the heartbreak behind every word."
I killed my baby. I don't wish this on nobody.
At least one thing is certain, Shirley received her flowers while she was here to see them, and watching people now honor her legacy feels like a final, beautiful reminder that her life truly mattered.
Shirley Raines, founder of Beauty to the Streets, incredible woman, passed away.
But what I can do is feed them and do their hair and give them some love and do their makeup.
She would always send me messages of love, and she never, ever asked for any.
Still, the shock of her passing feels impossible to ignore. Just 2 days before the news broke, people had seen her laughing, handing out hot dogs and snacks full of life and energy. Nothing about her suggested someone on the brink, yet official reports say she was found unresponsive in her home after police conducted a welfare check. In her bedroom, there was only a finished plate of food and a single white pill resting near her pillow. No signs of struggle, no visible injuries, nothing obvious pointing to an external cause. Shirley had openly shared that she took Prozac daily for panic disorder, a medication she had been on for over 6 years, but the autopsy report doesn't clarify whether she was taking it at the time of her death. And if it was the same medication she'd tolerated for years, how could it suddenly turn fatal? That's where things start feeling uneasy, because not long before she passed, Shirley uploaded a rare personal video explaining that she had spent 13 hours in the hospital undergoing tests, only to be told by doctors that she had somehow been drugged. She didn't use recreational drugs, no nose candy, nothing like. So hearing that an unknown substance had entered her system completely terrified her.
13 hours in Long Beach Memorial Medical Center. As you can see, most of my face piercings have been cut out. After seeing 2 doctors, 2 nurses, CAT scan, metabolic panel, EKG, all the testing and questions, they can only deduce that somehow I was drugged. What was it? We'll never know. The body absorbs it quickly, they said. By the time I woke up, it was no longer detectable. They said even if I saved my vomit, like I said I should have, they said it wouldn't have been detected in that. It has to come from your blood.
According to what she shared, her body metabolized whatever it was so quickly that by the time she regained consciousness, it was nearly impossible to trace. She described struggling with memory loss, waking up confused with no understanding of what had happened or how she ended up in that state.
For me, it's just the unanswered questions: who, what, when, where, why. But I praise God for his protection. I'm grateful that I was able to vomit and get that all out of there.
When she first told that story, people immediately started speculating. Some wondered whether, through her constant work with the homeless community, she could have unknowingly come into contact with fentanyl. Others suggested that maybe repeated exposure somehow allowed it to absorb through her skin. But based on the symptoms Shirley described, experts online argued it would have required ingestion, inhalation, or a significant amount to cause such severe effects. And this wasn't an isolated incident. Shortly before her death, she posted again, and this time it was even more alarming. She said she blacked out and woke up with an entire week erased from her memory. The only sensations she could recall were overwhelming thirst and legs so weak she could barely stand. She remembered going home on a Saturday night, yet when she came to, it was Tuesday morning. There were bruises on her arms as if someone had grabbed her, and by the time she made it to the hospital, doctors couldn't detect anything in her system. No answers, no explanations, no memory of anyone being with her, just silence where clarity should have been.
I have no memory of the week. The last thing I remember is hanging the piñata up on last Saturday at Maryville's. I remember feeling extremely thirsty, and I remember telling Brandy my legs felt weak underneath me. After that, I have no memory of driving. They said I continued to feed. I drove home. I woke up Tuesday. I went to sleep Saturday night. I woke up Tuesday in my house, scared, bruising all on my arms as if somebody had grabbed me. My memory is completely erased. I still can't remember.
What makes it even more unsettling is that Shirley never got closure. Up until the day she passed, she didn't know what caused those blackouts or the memory loss that stole pieces of her life. Now, some sources are suggesting this may have been deliberate, calculated, an intentional effort to remove her from the picture. Her influence was growing rapidly. She was gaining traction, drawing attention to uncomfortable issues that some powerful people might have preferred to keep buried. And when someone rises that fast, shining light into dark corners, theories begin to form, and many are echoing sentiments like, something was going on here and should be looked into by police, she was begging for help, and nobody did anything, and now she's gone. And others are saying, we've seen this stuff happen before through Black people actively trying to help their community. They get a lot of traction and praise from the good deeds they do, and then they mysteriously end up missing or dead. This should be extremely alarming to people and terrifying. I can't stop thinking about Miss Shirley Reynolds today, how because of immense loss and struggles in life, she saw the humanity in others and followed an undeniable call to do immeasurable good for folks experiencing immeasurable hardship. God bless her. And honestly, God bless you, Shirley Reynolds. Thank you for the work, the compassion, the light you brought into spaces most people walk past. Let me know down in the comments if you are familiar with Miss Shirley and the impact she made, and while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, baddies.